Everybody has the PDF. Can you share it on the chat window? Bhavna, if you don't mind. So it'll take maybe another 15 minutes to go through it, and then we'll kick off the conversation, and then we'll begin the hands-on using that, right? Folks online, can you confirm if you have the PDF on the auto glue on from last time? Yes, no.
Sir, I have
Who do we
shared
have
the
online?
link.
Parshuram? Sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have it.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so let's take 15 minutes to go through it very quickly. Yeah.
Good morning, RP.
Morning.
Yeah, Parshuram here.
Hi, Parshuram. Sai Kiran has also put that link there, so you can just take a look. It's at 10:18, so maybe around 10:35 we can kick off the conversation on this. Yeah. Not me. I write more the blogs, the pages, not so much the articles. Gerard, how are you doing? Are you going through it? Hi, Manju. How are you feeling now? Feeling better?
Hello, RP.
You were also having cold cough last week, no?
Hello, can you hear me?
You came back with cold. Huh. I also like for one day. When was it? Either Wednesday, Thursday, I think. Thursday, if I remember. So I got up, no energy at all. Like eyes were irritating, right? So some weird viral actually. And then you feel feverish, but if you check the temperature, there's no temperature. Huh. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Exactly the same symptoms as the fever. And then I said, it might be the start of the COVID or whatever, right? So I just basically took a Fabiflu actually. I had some like those antiviral medicines. I took 2 doses and then gone. Yeah, but it was really scary. You just feeling like slightly off, right? You're not normal, right? That was also there a little bit for me. You won't be able to do anything. I was thinking I'll go for the walking, and there was no energy at all to go and do any walking whatsoever. just weird. I mean, like, I think some modified virus or whatever, right? So, Pranesh is saying something. Okay. Hi, Pranesh.
Yeah, I was just asking about this auto glue on.
Uh-huh.
Is it similar to Collab web-based app?
We will discuss that, Pranesh, one at a time. So just glance through the PDF, whatever you can understand, and then I'll show you the article that you can go through, and I'll walk you slide by slide, and we can discuss some of that.
Sure,
And then we'll do some hands-on exercise as well. So this is gonna simplify your life a lot, and we'll do like good 3-4 different types of models today in this, just as practice.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
How are you feeling, by the way, Pranesh?
Feeling better than yesterday,
Acha.
but still
So yours is confirmed COVID or something else?
no, not quite similar to what you were telling, right? Slight
Uh-huh.
shivering, but not no temperature, so no fever.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah. Yeah. I think the funny thing is that you don't have temperature, but you feel like that you're feverish. So I was
Yes.
feeling very cold actually.
Yeah,
Wanted to stay in the some sort of quilt or something all the time.
right, right.
Okay. Zirar, any question, comments from your side? Who else do we have? Vasudev, Parshuram, Shravan. Tejashni is also online. Tejashni, any thoughts, questions from your side so far?
Hi, RP. So I'm just going through the article. I just went through a couple of pages.
Uh-huh. Okay. You feeling okay, Tejashni? You sound a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm not keeping well. Looks like Manju and Pranesh have passed their viruses to me from the
That's what I
last
was
class.
thinking. And I was telling, I don't know whether you heard it or not, I also got some symptoms. So I was thinking about the same thing, but then,
Mhm.
I was in two minds whether to come today or not, so that I don't spread it, but seems like, I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just have this cough, a bit
Hmm.
of irritation in my throat. Otherwise, I'm fine.
Okay. Okay. Take care.
Thank you.
Hello, RP. Good morning. Yeah, I'm doing fine, but my wife is not well, so I have to watch out the kid as well.
I know. Everybody has something going on. That's okay. Shall we? Okay. Manjunath, you're there dialed in, right? You are also dialed in, right? Okay. Anyone who would like to begin first? What have you understood from this article? Can you just unmute because everybody is mostly online, just for their benefit. Yeah.
So this is one more AutoML tools. Yeah, this is one more AutoML tool in that in the set of tools like H2O, AutoWake. So it is one more. But comparing if you with other tools, so here there is no need to say what kind of data it is, and it will automatically find out the data. Okay, and you can also use your hyperparameter tuning just as a hyperparameter in the call, and it will automatically find out whether it is a regression problem or whether it is a kind of classification problem. And also you can tune your timings. Okay, you can mix. Okay, so 4 hours training or 5 hours training or 10 hours training, so that you can also do. And even if it is incomplete, after that automatically it will start from there where it ends actually. So that kind of facilities are there. And when it compares with other existing AutoML tools, so it performance it shows it is better and much more accurate. You can also do your stacking and other stuffs also over here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Tanmoy covered a lot of ground. Anyone else who would like to jump in? What he has spoken about AutoML. Anything else from your side?
So it is basically like a complete package, like it does everything, starting from model selection. We did not specify anything. It does model selection, it does ensembling, it does hyperparameter tuning, and feature engineering, data pre-processing. Everything is included in this package. We need not specify.
Okay. Anyone else?
RP, there is no need of splitting data for train and test. It automatically splits the data, and it does the fit. It does the fit the model on the training data, and it will give a good accurate results.
Yeah. So I'm saying, you can do the split, but when you're talking, actually, you can, when you're actually building the model, you can actually do the train test split so that you can validate what exactly is happening, right? So from that point of view, it's helpful to do the train test, but let's continue. Parsham, yeah, what else? Hmm? Eh? No, I'm saying you can completely take it off because everybody's plugged in, so they can hear me. Yeah. Anyone else who would like to jump in? Okay, so there's a lot of details there, and there are a lot of technical stuff there that we can probably cover as we go along. But what I'm going to do is I will share this link with you now on the chat window. So this is sort of like, my summary of what are the main takeaways from this tool, right? And how we use it. And then we will have some hands-on exercise to build a simple classification model, right? So I'll just go ahead and pull up this blog link, and you will see it's coming out like this, right?
So your screen is not shared, sir.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, let me just share. Can you find the link also? See if that link is working for everyone. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Working, sir.
Okay. So let's talk about some of the main things, right? And I'm gonna see if I can do Microsoft Whiteboard snipping to whiteboard. Let's see if it is gonna work. No, that's not the right one. Okay, so let me just take the snippet over here, and then I'll go slide by slide, right? So So you can see, like, I mean, as Tanmay, Bhavna, and Parashram and others spoke about. So this is a tool which is for auto ML, right? And we will talk about what is an auto ML and so on and so forth. So you can actually get some of the best performing models, right? And the models which actually score very high in the competition as well, right? So when I say competition, you can see if you want to participate in Kaggle, for example, right? Or any other data science hackathon, you can try this out. And with respect to some of the settings that you're having, I mean, chances are very good that you will be in the top 1% of the overall submission, right? So that's what we're saying. Sorry? So you can give it a try. Let's see what comes out from it, right? So I found it to be very useful in terms of what this offers, right? And it is developed by AWS, right? So it's Amazon tool, right? And this is open source, right? And we'll talk about some of the other aspects, but open source, customizable, all of those things apply over here. And there are a lot of AutoML tools which might be there. So there are, of course, nuances and differences that we'll be speaking about how this is different, right? What is AutoML, first of all? Let's spend some time talking about that over here. AutoML is the process of automating the task of machine learning models to the real world problems, not a baby problem like a Titanic and all of that, but the real world problem. Can you really automate that, and then can you do it at scale? Is what we have over here, right? And that this tool basically takes over for your machine learning and the deep learning, both of them. And it does offer a lot of simplicity that we'll be going through as we spend more time, right? Open source tool, as we spoke about, from Amazon Web Services, AWS, right? And they claim that this is the top 1%, right? And I'll show you the insights from it, right? What are the other benefits from the auto glue on? It works with, sorry? I'm sorry?
So we were talking about the same thing, that it works with image, text.
Yeah, correct. So it works with image, text, tabular, any other mixed data type. So you may have a data where you have everything jumbled up together. So you have text, you have numbers, you have images, you have some other data. So you can use all of that data together in building a model, right? It can do regression, classification, object detection, time series, and any other type of model that you can. Time series also, and we'll try everything later today, right? I mean, one by one, more as exploration, all of that. It's open source and customizable, so you can actually add your own packages and modules and stuff like that, right? So that's another beauty about that. Code is open source, yeah. It's hard to hear because of the drilling noise. Yeah, I'm also plugged in. No ML experience required to build it, right? Which is great for a lot of people who are still like, saying, I mean, I've gone through these many modules, but I'm not yet sure about all the different things. I mean, you can still go ahead and, try it out in terms of what we have, right? And based on the statistics in the comparison that they have done, it offers the state of the art. So there's a typo over here. I'll need to fix that. State of the art, data pre-processing, feature engineering, model selection, and hyperparameter optimization, right?
RP sir, have a question. Vasudev here.
Just a second. Yeah, Vasudev.
Yeah, has fast learning curve no ML experience required? So I have a question here. How do we once, let's say we run through the experiment and we got some result, but without having some sound experience on other different models, how can we convince the result what has been come up with this model?
So it will be more in terms of the metrics that you're looking at, Vasudev, right? So it's like a completely black box model. So it does have those challenges in terms of how it trained, what it went through. So when I run through the live example, you'll see some of that yourself, like how it is creating more parameters from the existing list of features that you've provided. But it's more about the metrics that you're using. So the convincing power will come in terms of the evaluation of your model performance, whether it's doing a good job or not, whether it is doing a prediction, which is what the business requires. So all of those things will be mostly driven by the metrics, not in terms of the interpretive part.
Okay. Kind of black box, and what we are looking at is the metrics that we are evaluating.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right. So data preparation such as missing value, dummy coding, outlier removal, typecasting, some of those things are not necessarily required with this tool. It will create new features for you as well. So new features in the way that, how to really build more explainability in the model.
Understand the domain experience or
There's a lot of algorithms which actually go underneath. So once you start doing that, it will tell you that from these 10 features, we have already created this feature. And it may be like doing it randomly. It's not necessarily having any business knowledge. It says X times Y, X square Y, X by Y, all of those sort of things it will try to find out what combinations make sense. If it finds like a particular feature has good range, may think like, this feature may have some more significance and all of that, right? Versus another feature which is like, the same sort of like distinct value, because everything is distinct, then there's no utility, so it will drop it off. Things of that nature. You'll see when it is actually running it, it will start giving you those messages that I've dropped off this, or I created this 10 more features from these 5 features. These are your categorical features, these are your numerical features, and so on. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Like Tanmoy was claiming that everybody says that mine is top 1%, but they have done some study in terms of what we are looking at, and you will see that based on this study that they have shown, it is really winning all the competition as of now, right? So you have a lot of other algorithms like H2O, Auto, sklearn, Weka, Teapot, some of the other things, right? GCP, Google Cloud Platform, but they all follow what we call as a combined algorithm selection and hyperparameter optimization. So they try different algorithms and they do the automatic hyperparameter optimization. Most of the other algorithms, AutoML things, right? So where exactly the AutoGluon is different? It's basically, doing all of that other algorithms are doing, but then it is doing stacking and combining multiple algorithms together. So it's not a simple model, but it's basically combined models, a lot of combined models together, stack them and do other things to really get the more interpretability from it, right? So that's where it really gets the extra mileage that we're looking at. And that is covered in the paper in terms of how they actually, the architecture of that. And wow, this is very annoying actually. We cannot do anything about it, right? So it's just basically you cannot hear anything. This is a day-long affair, it seems. Any other question? Yeah.
There's some continuous background noise.
Yeah, they are doing the hammering and the drilling actually. So Jordan, if you're here, Jordan, anyone?
No, sir, I'm telling him, sir. I'm calling.
Yeah,
them.
see if they can stop it or something, right?
Yeah, sir, I'm telling them.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. So it offers like all the other functionalities and these other things, right? So basically enhances the cache strategy on top of that. This is what we were looking at in the paper also. You can see that they basically fitted the AutoGluon and other models, other AutoML models on 11 data sets. So there are 7 plus 3 plus 1, right? So that's 11 data sets. They didn't mention, what happened to the remaining 4, but they maybe participated in the 7 competitions together, and AutoGluon came on the top. And you have, some of the other ones like the GCP and so on and so forth. They are not telling what really happened with the remaining 4, but nevertheless, you can see that it does have a lot of those, functionality to come on the top, right? How does it really work out? It's basically this simple, right? Of course, it's oversimplifying, but you need to first install the AutoGluon, pip install AutoGluon. Then you will import a couple of packages for the tabular data prediction, tabular data set and tabular predictor. You will point where your training data is. You will point where your test data is. We're not doing any split, or if you have the combined data, you should do the split as well. And then you are fitting that tabular predictor dot fit on the train data. And we're not doing the X and Y though, like we have done in the sklearn. So we just need to tell which variable is your class variable. That's all you have to do. And then you make the prediction on the test data. So it's as simple as that. So I'll take a pause and see if there's any question, comments from anyone so far.
A basic question, RP sir, here. Since it is doing a lot of
can you speak a little bit louder? I'm having tough time hearing actually.
Yeah. Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So since we are not doing all the pre-work here, so basically it would be taking more time, right? Here in terms of running the code and all, or running the model, not the model itself, but preparation. It would be taking much more time than the regular programming
Not
language.
necessary. So when you specify time in running the model, you will let it know that I want to run only for 60 seconds, for example, right? Or only for 360 seconds, right? And accordingly, it will prioritize its resources, right? And then try to give you the best possible output. And it depends on a lot of other presets in the model as well. But I will say it's very fast actually compared to some of the other algorithms. I mean, even if it is doing the feature engineering, understanding what type of features we have, all of that is very, very fast actually.
Okay. Yep.
Any other questions, thoughts, people from anyone? Okay, so let's move on. So what we're gonna do is we'll build a model on the income data set. Does anyone remember what is the income data set from UCI machine learning?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it, Tejashwi?
Yes, basically, we had the income of various like white collar, blue collar, and different ages, and from different fields and domains of work, and what is their a monthly salary in terms of ranges.
Yep.
Based on the education details, etc.
That's correct. So we have a lot of details, and we are trying to make a prediction on who will be earning more than 50,000 US dollars or less than 50,000 US dollars, right? I mean, as a function of many, many different attributes that we're looking at. And that data is there in this archive, but it is also there in the S3 bucket that you're going to leverage from the auto glue on to work through it, right? So I will give you the time to type the code, but I'm just going to walk you through in terms of what we're doing over here, right? So this is where we will actually begin the coding of this example, right? And you may need to install the AutoGluon in the Jupyter Notebook or the Google Colab. So install AutoGluon, which will be over here, pip install AutoGluon. And then you will confirm whether we have successfully installed that by importing these packages, Tableau Data, Tableau Predictor. Once you've done that, I mean, some basic packages that you require, I mean, you know, these usual suspects, right? Like all of that. Then this is where we are actually grabbing the training data. So we are saying train data, Tableau data set, which is the object that we've imported from AutoGluon. We're pointing to the location where exactly it is sitting in the S3 bucket. We are pointing to the test data. And we are doing a quick head of the test data to see how the data looks like. So you can see these are the variables that we are using to make the prediction. And this is the label column in the end, which is the class more than 50K or less than 50K. Then we come into some of the model training parameters. So we say, for example, do not spend more than 360 seconds, which is 6 minutes. Evaluate the model on the accuracy. And my label is the class in the data, right? And then what we are doing over here, so we're saying tabular predictor. We need to pass on the label. Evaluation metric is nothing but our accuracy. We are fitting the data on the training data, time limit we have specified. This is very important. The preset's best quality. This will take some amount of time. And basically it gives you the best possible model that you're having. If you don't have it on, then this will be a medium quality. Medium quality will be slightly faster to come in, but may not necessarily have the same explaining power. That's the difference over here, right? And once you've done the prediction, it will take 6 minutes or so. Then you will come and say leaderboard. And leaderboard generally we get on the test data because we already fitted the model and then we want to see how it is doing. So you can see it has fitted many, many different models. Category, cat boosting model, light GBM, weighted ensemble, XGBoost, so on and so forth. Neural network also is there. And KNN, it will always try to fit a KNN because it's a simplistic model. So you can do a benchmark in terms of if I put a very simple model versus a most complex model, what exactly we gain from it, right? So you'll see the category boost or the cat boost bagging L1 algorithm comes on the top. Then we will just quickly clean up the test data because test data has the label. So we want to remove the label from the test data to make the prediction. So you can see this is how the test data looks like. It does have the label. After we have taken out the label, it will look like this. And then we will go ahead and make the prediction. So predictor is the object that we've created, dot predict on the test data with no label. And then we will do the evaluation, predictor dot evaluation. And you will see that I will generate certain metrics. And it came back and say the accuracy on your test data is 0.87%. Balanced accuracy, we'll have to understand, what exactly the difference might be. I think weighted average and some of the other metrics that we're looking at, right? And then in the end, we will do a feature importance to see what variables came out as the most significant variable. So capital gain, whether they have a capital gain to show for or not, education, what is the occupation, what is the age, relationship, and so on and so forth. So some of these came out as the key variables, right? And then you can, of course, look into this link to get more details on it. So that's the flow. So you can copy paste the code from there. Can you speak there, Tanmay?
So here, when we are doing prediction, so which model actually it will take based on the training, which is come very.
It will automatically pick the best model.
Best model.
Yeah. It will remember which is your best model and then pick it up from there. Based on the metrics that you specified. And we'll talk about what other parameters are there and all of that. Yeah. So shall we take 20-minute time to type the code and generate the output? Everyone online, are you with me? Any questions, comments?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So it is there in the
Yes,
blog
sir,
link.
sir.
Yeah, blog link that I've shared with you. If you can just start typing it in and create a Jupyter notebook, call it auto glue on classification. We'll do more exercises as well.
So do we have any dependencies to install it in our Jupyter, or we use Collab?
There might be a lot of dependencies because this is a heavy package, right? ML next or ML NXT should
Yeah.
be there. Some of the other things will be there, right? But if you're doing in the collab, I think that will be pretty minimal.
Okay, first then I will try it with Collab, and then later
Yeah.
I will try it in Jupyter. Yep.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yep. So we'll take, this is 11, maybe we'll do a time check at around 11:20-ish to see where we are.
Hello, Abhi sir, a question.
Who is it?
Yeah, Vasudev here.
Hello? Yes, there
Hello.
question? Yeah. Hello?
Okay, I think yeah, I think I made some. Yeah. I
Okay,
was
okay.
looking at the first slide and then I got the error, so I think I need to.
No problem. Try
That was
to see
related
if
to
you
the
can.
data set. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Hey, hi, Ratnakar.
Yeah.
This is Arar. I'm facing problem in the train data code
Okay.
where
What is the problem?
it's giving file not found. So it means, do I need to
Some location or typo might be there. So just double check that. So because this is there in the S3 bucket, so it should definitely be there. So I think somewhere some typos there. Just go word by word. If you're not able to diagnose, let me know. If you can share your screen, I will be happy to take a look.
Yeah, okay.
Most likely a typo somewhere.
Fail, disconnect. .csv. No, it's not getting train.csv data.
Okay, why don't you share your screen then, Rar?
Okay. If you allow me to share the screen.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Zara, I think you need to navigate further steps ahead, some further slides. I think you are stuck in the first slide, so that is just a sample. If you're looking at the first slide in the web page, yeah.
Okay. So dataset tabular. Okay. Import numpy and np and okay. So all right.
By the
Thank
way,
you.
I'm not able to see your screen actually.
No, I think that was I also had the same issue, RP sir.
Oh, okay.
So I
okay,
think
okay.
he was we were looking at the first slide, and there we are trying as testing, but it is just a sample code.
Oh,
Not the
that is a
actual
sample
code.
code only. Yeah. Don't worry
Yeah.
about. Okay,
Yeah, you are right,
understood. Yeah.
Vasudev. Yeah, you are right.
Yes. Yeah. Then you should type the code where it says, "Let's begin our coding," something of that nature. That was just a sample. That won't work. Gerard, is it working for you now?
Yeah. It's working. Yeah.
The training step itself is running. It is still running for me up here.
6 minutes it should take, not more than that, because you specified 6 minutes. If you specify more time, then it will run more time, and it will give you the best possible performance. So it's a function of the time, how much time you give it to train.
Yeah, I have specified 360.
Okay.
Okay, so what time started to run?
For me, it is taking time for predictor.
Okay. Yeah, it also depends on some of the bandwidth which is available both in your system and some of the things which the package itself has to pull in from the cloud. So feature importance can also take very long time actually. By the way, there is an HP charger over here, people in the room. So if anyone has forgotten, let me know. It might very well be mine, but I don't remember whether I have the other one at home or not. So Jordan was pointing out. So if it is yours, just let me know. I was checking that, so it's locked right now. So this was outside because I forgot one time here, and I know I have two, so I don't know whether the other one is what I'm carrying with or what is the situation. Let me know, folks, once you're done. People who are still learning the code, then we'll go through the
I think it's
interpretation part.
done. Evaluate predictions are completed, Arpita.
Yeah, that's fine. So we can give it some more time. What happened?
What?
Acha, acha, acha. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Anyone who needs help, or we are done?
Done, happy.
Okay, fair enough. So, did you get the same sort of results as I have got, or something different?
Happy, give me some more time. Just 5 minutes. Just complete.
Yeah, for me.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll wait for maybe a few more minutes. Nothing. You just literally put everything like that. See, that's the thing. I mean, if you want to do all of this, I mean, we can go through the regular flow of the machine learning model, right? So this is saying, none of those things are required. I mean, you can still do it and then put it in the model and see whether that helps to better get the result, but not necessarily needed. So this is really like, if you're completely lazy and you don't want to do anything, right? And you just want to generate the best possible output. And it is usually the best. I mean, because I participated some of my internal classes in Amazon. So they're saying build a random forest and do hyperparameter optimization and blah, 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 and submit your things to the leaderboard. I did none of that. And I just simply put the auto glue on and I was the top 3. None of that I did. No hyperparameter optimization, no text mining or like, the regex, all of those things. None of that I did. I just said, okay, just close your eyes, put the auto glue on, and then just put it there. Yeah, if it is just about like, your prediction, they don't care about how you build that, right? They just care about like your prediction. Are you like, getting the lowest RMSE or the highest precision, highest recall? Then you don't really care whether I can interpret that or not. Hmm? Feature engineering will be still important. Like, I mean, Manju was pointing out. So, I mean, right now you are asking me to do a lot of feature engineering on its own, right? And when we do some of the other exercises, you'll see a lot of missing values or things which don't make sense and stuff like that, right? It will do something as a brute force approach, but you being a human, you know more about the features. So it's more about the feature engineering, not so much about the model fitting and the hyperparameter optimization. That is not a necessarily a very difficult skill because that you can automate. Only understanding your data and giving the best input to your model is going to be the most skillful. Exactly. Yeah. Most difficult is getting the data. If you talk about the real world, right? So they will say, I want to do this, right? Where is the data? Yeah, why has to be decided? Your problem has to be defined. What is your, yeah. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely. So that's where it is, right? And then it's also a function of your compute. So two things will decide who has the best model. One is the quality of the data that you have, and the second is the quality of the machine that you have or the cloud that you have access to. So if you have a bigger machine where you can do like this for many hours, right, and faster, that's where it is going to play the game. Most of the people who build the Kaggle competition are basically people with the supercomputers only, right? And they just basically churn, like build models like crazy. Like, I mean, all you think see happening over here, just give it like 3 hours and you'll see it's just going crazy. So right now, just shortlisting some models. Let me just try these models because you've only given me 6 minutes. But you say this time is not a limitation. Take your time. It will go crazy. So it needs to have the compute. I mean, if I put it on my machine, the machine may be on fire in some time, right? So yeah, 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 absolutely. Okay, people who are done, now you can go ahead and do a regression problem on Boston housing data set. And so that we are using the time wisely, and we'll do a benchmarking in terms of comparing, right? We'll try to pick up each problem today because we want to explore more about the tool. And this is actually one thing that you can always rely on in case if you don't have time, sentiment analysis, image recognition, we can try to do as much as possible today. So let's go ahead and do a regression problem. Whether you want to do on the Boston or some other thing, it's totally up to you. And this will be like the class assignment. So let's see who can submit more type of problems they've tried to solve for, and what is the result you're getting, and what is the interpretation. Right? It's going to be a graded. I think we have so far only one graded assignment, right? So this is the second one. We will not have the last class. Only two assignments graded and then exam. So 50% for these two assignments and 50% for your exam. That's how it's going to be, right? Most likely. Sorry, this is third class or fourth class? Third. So we have one more class, I think, if I remember. We have four, right? So we have one more, yeah. So let's go ahead and do a regression problem, people. You can go to the, I mean, if you just go over here, you can grab their problem that they have, or you can grab your own data. So people who are doing different problem will get more benefit. So auto glue on, if I just type, you'll see you come to this one, autoglueon.ai. And there you will see like they have different problems. So within the tabular data, if you come down, so this is what we did. So it's exactly like, some customization I've done, but it's more or less the same problem that they have in their website as well. And then if you come down, blah, 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 they are doing a regression problem, right? So I don't know what they're predicting, but they're doing some sort of regression problem. So you can try a regression problem as well. And just in the same notebook, you can keep on adding. So first one, you can say classification on the income. Second, regression on XYZ data set. Third, we will try some other things as well. Right? Auto.glue on.ai. So regression could be the next problem you can try. Once everybody is done, we'll come back and look at the classification, interpretation, some of the other things that you should watch out for, but just being sensitive about the time of others. and then we'll come back and take a look at what we're looking at, and then we'll do the text classification as well.
Okay, so RP, we are supposed to execute the codes on this AutoGlow website for text
Yes.
prediction.
No, not text, regression now.
Can you
So if you
can
go
you
to the
please
Tableau data, you'll see a regression exercise there as well. You can try that regression. Where is the regression? In the Tableau data.
can you please put this in
Link?
chat?
Okay.
I mean, happy sir.
Yeah. Just a second. There you go. So regression is in the link below. Same link that I've shared with you. You'll see something in the bottom which is talking about the regression.
Hi, RP. Persham
Yeah.
here. I just had a trouble hearing. Can you just repeat for me what I should do?
Yeah. So the link I've shared, Parshuram, there is a regression problem there as well. So just
Okay.
add a new code, a new section of codes in your current Jupyter notebook and say regression demo.
Okay.
And this
Sure.
is going to be graded assignment for everyone, right? So you can submit that. If you're working in team of two, for example, Tanmoy, you can say both of us we've done together, right?
So should I take the course and type it addition to this page?
Yeah, so you have to try it out on a regression. So you can do on the Boston housing data set, or you can do on this data. I don't care about the data that you're using as long as you show me the working of the regression and the output that you've got, right?
Okay.
So when should the assignment deadline be, sir?
It will be like, I mean, because you're doing in the class, so sometime today only. But if somebody is not able to do, they need extra time, you can take extra time, but submit tomorrow or day after, right? We are flexible, but we'll do more as an in-class assignment and do the interpretation.
I'll be creating assignment link now, sir.
Yes. And put the comments as much as possible, like, what you're doing, what is the interpretation, what is the significance. Don't just mechanically run the code. Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Tell me.
So two of my colleagues will be attending the session.
Yeah, please bring them on. Hi, come. Hi. Yeah, please, grab seat. So are you folks from Reva? Or okay. Okay.
We work with
Okay.
they
Okay.
are the sales itself.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. You can. We are doing some hands-on exercise, but once we begin actual discussion, you can follow along. Yeah. Is it? Okay. Then just call out as a regression problem there. Which one are you using? Boston? Age. Okay. Mm-hmm.
అయిపోయిందా బ్రో మిషన్ లెర్నింగ్ అయిపోయిందా
Sorry, Saikiran?
I think by mistake.
Hmm. Multi-class. It shouldn't be the case. I mean, how many levels do you have in that variable? Like, I mean, how many unique values? Okay. So then it might be getting confused because it's not. 67 out of 74. Try with the Boston housing, see whether that works or not. I think it just maybe it's not in the fraction or the decimal places. That's why it might be getting confused. You can get from the SQL also. I was able to import the Titanic data. So I'm just going to take a look how I was able to do it. In one of the codes over here, I have done it. See, like, any data you're importing, Bhavana, you can do like this data frame. First thing you have to do is just, import that as a data frame. The second thing that you have to do is you can directly work with that data. So for example, I'm just going and splitting that data, right? And then I'm providing some map to the path and all of that. And then I will come down to, then I'm directly working with this test data. So I'm not necessarily doing the tabular data, right? So I'm working with the Python data frame itself. So again, I'm going to show you what I've done. So this is a brand new data called the lending club, right? So tabular predictor. So I'm just specifying this. And before I do that, I did the train test split. So on the data frame, I'm doing a train test split, 80-20, 80% is the training and 20% is your test data. And then I'm coming down over here. And again, you can specify what is your label, right? And then you are saying tabular predictor, label is label, path, and then fit on the train data. Like that, yeah. So it's simpler. Yeah. Are you able to import now? No. Same way or different? Yeah, you don't need to do the tabular data. Just directly work with that. Yeah. Folks online, anyone needs any help? You already have the output from the regression model? Or you're still going through?
Going through.
Okay. So just comment out what has been your insights, both from the classification and the regression. Just don't have the code, but your commentary will also be very important for me to understand that whether you have really followed the code and done the best, both in terms of the execution and implementation.
So on the same data set, sir?
Correct. Correct. Yeah, I mean, you can grab any other regression data set. So Boston, I was suggesting, but if you have, let's say, any other data set where you're doing income prediction, for example, or anything of that nature, you can definitely run a regression problem, but not on the same data set because that will be not a suitable candidate for regression.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So can we have a quick break, sir?
You can have a break. Yeah, people who are done, you can take a quick 15-20 minutes break and then come back and then we'll continue.